Hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher. And for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do reaction, and I am super duper excited because this is a first for the channel. A couple months ago, I reacted to a new artist, Koll3ctive, and their debut single, Yes, and it gave me all my life. And recently they reached out to me and let me know that they were having their first music video being put out, and I was like, you know what? Yes, let's do this. So I talked to them, we scheduled some stuff, and this is going to be the world premiere of their music video. This is the first time that I'm having a world premiere on this channel, and it is super exciting. So we're just gonna dive straight into it. So this is the new music video by Koll3ctive for their song Time for Us.
All I see is a world of empty faces. How come no one's smiling back at me? We're all looking for someone to follow. Is it time for us to take the lead? She seeks to fulfill her needs with fantasies, letting others use her. She's lost cause it's all the same. She can't numb the pain, thinking what's the use here? Screams for help but no one hears a sound. Invisible passes right through the crowd. Oh, out in the streets for one more fix. Popping pills, what a deadly mix. Takes a quick glimpse in the mirror, and the answer's never been clearer. Says I'm so over this shit, I can't handle, I'm tired and sick. Calls it quits, picks up the Ruger. Her precious life meant nothing to her. All I see is a world of empty faces. How come no one's smiling back at me? We're all looking for someone to follow. Is it time for us to take the lead? Every day another tragedy. Ain't it sad to see? I'm so tired of the apathy. Ain't we a family?
Yeah, police put our brothers up in a coffin, and still you won't do a damn thing to stop it. Walking by people living in boxes, but still you won't spare some change out your pocket. Stressing about strengthening up your wallet, forgetting that the true power is knowledge. Point is, our focus is where they want it. They rather me change the topic, ignore all the bodies dropping.
How do we let one life mean more than another? We ain't got shit if we ain't got each other. All I see is a world of empty faces. How come no one's smiling back at me? We're all looking for someone to follow. Is it time for us to take the lead? 'Cause all I see is a world of empty faces. How come no one's smiling back at me? We're all looking for someone to follow. Is it time for us to take the lead?
Wow. I was just gonna ask where they got their artwork from. Okay. Wow. So like I've listened to the song before. Obviously, you guys probably saw me lip syncing along to the choruses and whatnot, because they released their EP Up All Night. case you didn't know, back in May, I believe. So I've had this and a few of their other songs on my phone for the longest, and it'll come up in my shuffle and whatnot. And like the song itself, I remember the first time I listened to it, like it was a powerful message in itself. It was very much a story-driven kind of song. But then now to hear it in conjunction with the visuals that they were giving, it's like 10 times more powerful. Like it's just, I could talk about this probably for hours on end, but I figured a better way to talk about this would be to discuss it with the actual artist behind the song. So the Koll3ctive have been so kind as to grant me with an audience, and we are going to do a little interview with them. So they are going to join me, and we're just going to have a little chit chat. So welcome the Koll3ctive. All right, so we are being joined by the Koll3ctive. So help me welcome you guys. Welcome the Koll3ctive. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
So I'm being joined by Koll3ctive, Stephen Charles, and Hex. So, first of all, thank you guys for being on my channel, let alone premiering your video on my channel. Like that's a huge thing for me. I've got so many questions about the video, so many things I want to talk about. But
well, first, thanks for having us.
It's a pleasure.
I mean, it's a two-way street. But I figured before we get into the video, I got some questions, let your fans learn a little bit more about you, and then, we'll talk some more and we'll just how things go. So first things first, how did y'all meet? How did the Koll3ctive come to be the Koll3ctive?
Who's gonna take it? Okay. Well, we all met doing a show together, and that kind of started our kind of creativity together. We just all started writing songs, and sort of we all had somewhat of a background. I had my own music I was working on that I introduced them to, and like I would play my music at house parties, and they were like, "This is you!" And then we just started writing songs together, and we lived together.
Koll3ctive was giving people challenges. He said, "This is the beat of the week." Right?
That's true. That's true.
We were like, "Okay."
Yes.
Yeah, we got started early. We were rehearsing the show and performing it, and all through In and Out, we were kind of making little beats, and then we were like, well, let's just write music to these, and it just kind of grew from there to the point where we took Hector and I lived together in housing for this contract that we were on, and we ended up by the end of the contract, we piled everyone's luggage into one big walk-in closet that they had given us, and the mattresses made their way in there, the pillows made their way in there, the sheets went up for sound, and we put the one that we had, and we were just like cutting a record, and we cut another one, and we kind of really haven't stopped since.
Nice. All right, so you guys said you all met doing a show, so you're all performers in some right before you guys just decided we're gonna be badass musicians.
Absolutely.
What show were you guys doing?
We were doing In the Heights when we moved. Yeah, we were out in Fort Collins, Colorado. Great show.
On the record.
And so, how did you guys come up with the band name?
Well, the whole idea was that it was going to be something that was inclusive. You know what I mean? Something that could represent every single one of us, and then also have the opportunity to also feature other artists that we love and are coming up in the game with. So we wanted to keep that idea open, and if you want to come join the Koll3ctive, you can, and let's work on something and let's make magic. And that was where the idea kind of popped off from.
Nice. Is there any significance to the K in the backwards 3? Or is that just a fun kind of...
The K, I believe, is just a fun little letter to kind of make it add that hip hop flair of spelling it incorrectly on purpose. But the 3, I know the 3 is just because it started with us 3 at first, So like
I believe, actually, if memory serves me right, the K came as it was a spillover when we first we first started writing music. We were something else entirely funny with a crazy name, and then we ended up before we were just the Koll3ctive, we started as the Koll3ctive, and Koll3 was an acronym that stood for Kings of the Universe, and we kind of decided that's like as per what Hector said, we wanted it to really, it's more about the idea of the collective. Like we came from a huge pool of artists that we have worked with, we still want to working with now. And we decided to just to hone in on to what the message that we constantly know that we'd be driving home on records. And we kept the K from Kings,
because it feels good.
People, yeah.
Because it feels good.
Yeah, so we're kings.
Yeah.
You'll see that, a lot of our album art has crowns on it.
That's a little
We see ourselves as kings. So that's, I guess, mostly what the K stands for.
Hey, I'm here for it. Nice. So how would you guys describe the music that you typically make?
Urban contemporary.
Yeah, that's the textbook sort of answer, urban contemporary to associate with. But yeah, it's more free, love, dance.
There's a little bit of everything for everybody.
Words that come to mind.
Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of something for everybody, because I get all kinds of vibes when I'm listening to it. And like there've been so many times when I've been at work and Yes has come up just on my shuffle. I can think of one time recently, I think it's like a week and a half ago, I was at my theater job and I was climbing up the ladder so we could reweigh things for our
Fly rail.
Thank you. I work this, I can't think of the words. But I was climbing up the ladder and Yes just came up and all of a sudden like my climb just took on a whole different route. I'm like, okay, like it just gave me all my life. So like, yes, there's lots of different inspirations I hear from that to, Up All Night, and like I'm just all kinds of different things I hear. So I love the variety and stuff that you guys give to your music. It's not just all one note. What's your creative process like? How do you guys create your music? Do you have like lyrics that you come up with first and then set it to a beat? Do you just get inspired by the beat? It's just something hits you one like bam, like
each song was different. Like there were songs that we were just kind of, beat shopping. We'll find producers that we like working with and that we like their music. And sometimes it's like lightning in a bottle. There have been times where we wrote an entire song in 3 hours, chorus and like vocal orchestrations. And sometimes it's an idea and it's a message that we want to get out, and then it's like, okay, how do we figure out those words? And then it's like, how to now figure out the other half. So I mean, we come in from all different angles, and because we're very different artists and how we write and what we bring to the table, it's always fun to see what the other one has and we can build this thing until we reach the top.
It's interesting because sometimes we'll hear a beat and be like, okay, what is the message? We'll try and decide on a message before we even start writing lyrics. We'll just be like, what do we want this song to be about? Or sometimes lyrics will just jump out and be like, oh, this is what I hear. And then it's like, okay, well, now let's hone in on what the message is before we continue writing,
There's usually a lot of refining and massaging, because between the three of us, we're very meticulous about what it is that we're trying to say and what it is that we're actually saying. One thing that's a huge thing in our process is that we'll find like a melody that we love and an idea that we like, but we're like, ooh, this lyric right here doesn't fit right. We'll let each other know, this is the dummy, don't judge me.
Yeah.
This is the dummy. We're gonna change this, but I don't have it yet.
Yeah.
So it might just be me, and if it is, so just let me know. But how much of your creative process, or how much of like inspiration strikes you, happens in the shower? Rephrase, because
If you're speaking all of it.
For me, all of it. I was gonna say, it's not just you. Like the shower is the best place to let your something about the water falling on you is like opening up your crown chakra and just like really enlightening you. So I've definitely like jumped out of the shower wet, grabbed my phone wet, and like written a voice note or recorded a voice note of a melody because.
Okay, good. I'm glad it's not just me, because heaven knows, like like I said, I'm not a lyricist by any means, but like whether I'm like rehearsing for a show or like I have something coming up where I got to sing out or whatever, like for me, like the shower and my car are the places where I can be the most vulnerable. And I don't.
It's your safe place, you know, and there's nobody
Yeah.
there. The doors are closed. You think nobody hears you, so you just kind of like let it loose.
Like-
Bring the studio in there. Put your mic in there.
Yeah, a lot of people use the bathroom as the booth. You'd be in there in a while with some wet papers trying to write a song.
My lyrics are leaking.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you had to pick someone that the collective would like to collaborate with, either be it another singer, a rapper, a musician, or whatnot, who would you guys most like to collaborate with?
Me first. I like the one I actually.
I got two.
You got two.
Good.
I'd have to think about that, but the one that jumped out to me, who we've kind of all been listening to, we actually discovered them via like their videos before we even just listened to any of their albums in specific. But if you know Brockhampton, it's like rap collective group that kind of has this amazing vibe. I want to say I believe they're Cali based, but they're just incredible. We've discovered them through their imagery and right like this, just the way that they connect their music. They're just great artists. Like their videos are span the spectrum of wild to like dope to like just nonsensical at times, and like everything is telling the story. Everything has a point and a purpose, and that's inherent in the way that they see their music come to life in the video spectrum, as well as how they're writing it in the first place. Everyone's style in that group, there's like 200 of them. Like it's not even like, you know, anything that I don't even know if there's an official number as to how many there are, because every time I hear a song and I see a video, I'm like, who's that? Like, so it's like super cool, and like everybody has their distinctive style, and yet they find ways to like connect and make sense out of the different styles to provide amazing group music. And I think it's their stuff inspires me in terms of like pushing my pen forward and trying to push my artistry forward. And yeah, that'd be something that I think could have heinous, diabolical results if we got into a lab with them and just like started throwing tons of ideas at the wall and just seeing what the hell sticks. Like that'd be crazy.
The first person that came to mind, first artist, probably just for their musicianship. Maybe I feel like vocally I would match up with them well, and it would just be great to be in a room with them writing something and musically creating something, because we do a lot of beat shopping, but I'm sure with this artist we'd have a chance to maybe sit at the piano and maybe build something up from the ground up. But Aloe Black,
Yes.
I really love the stuff that he puts out, that he's been putting out. He has awesome collaborations as well. So I think that would be a great artist for all of us to work with and learn from, you know? Hector?
Oh my God, I feel like everybody keeps talking and I keep thinking of more. This is terrible.
Just choose, just max out it somewhere.
I think, okay, if I had to choose one, I think it would probably be Chris Brown, because I feel like he's such a versatile artist and everything that he does is 1,000%. And I feel like everything that he has produced to me has been pretty like top notch, you know, as musicianship goes, and the videos and the visuals, everything is like it's a total package. And a lot of them usually have a really strong concept and a visual that carries what the message of the music is.
Can we do a round for female artists now?
Absolutely. I was surprised that nobody came up. Like,
well, J-Lo was my other one, but I was just like, all right, well.
A round for the females. A round for the females.
All right, round two.
Round two, females.
Jennifer Lopez.
J-Lo. Cool.
Cardi B!
Cardi B!
Hey!
Well, I'm Team Nicki. I was gonna say Rhapsody and be all like really cool, but if you're gonna say Cardi, I'm gonna say Nicki. And Lady Gaga obviously has been one of my original collaborators that I've always dreamt of collaborating with, because she's just dope pop-wise. And you know, we do a lot of hip-hop, but she's able to collaborate with urban artists and make something great. So there, we went over with it.
Okay, so I expect to see a lot of collaborations.
Yeah, they're coming.
From your lips to God's ears.
I'm gonna call up Cardi, I'm gonna call up Nicki, I'm gonna call up J-Lo, I'm gonna see what I can do. Because you know,
that's the next album. Next album's gonna be called House Party, and everybody's gonna be invited.
Oh yeah.
All right. So speaking of your music, is there a song that you guys have put out that is your individual favorite?
That's like asking which is your favorite child.
Yeah. I was just
I know. There's the official answer that, you know, I love all my children the same, and then there's the truthful where I'm the favorite. So.
Exactly.
honestly.
No, you go ahead, please.
No, I was gonna say that not just because we're debuting the video today, but Time for Us, I think, is probably one of the most meaningful pieces that we've done. It has a lot of elements to it musically that kind of just like work and like aid in telling the story that we wanted to try to get it to get across the music. I think the story is something that's very urgent and is important. You see a lot of artists like tapping in and you know, really trying to inspire as many people as possible within the contents of the movement, of the Black Lives Matter movement. And I think that's something that's super important. It's super important for everybody to try to get their voice heard and to make a stand. But as artists, we have that perspective and that vantage point to kind of really take a step back and try to find, you know, try to read between the lines, try to like dig under the surface, you know, and really kind of take it to a more emotional place and take it to more you know, just a forward thinking and really trying to push the conversation as far up and as far forward as we possibly can. And I think it's funny enough, like we actually started writing this song before everything, you know, before George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and everything. But, you know, as everyone knows, Black Lives Matter is not a new thing, you know.
Right.
Writing this, we started penning this, I believe, Stephen, what, around Christmas time?
November.
It was around the time that Trump was putting immigrant families in cages.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So it was just, you know, it was definitely as artists, like we just, you know, are always trying to speak to the world that we live in, try to create music for the exact, you know, environment that we see the world in. And, you know, and it's our job to come to the forefront with those stories and to really push them forward through the medium of music, through the devices of poetry, and to kind of like and then to put our stuff out there and, like, you know, people listen, let people learn, grow, feel, you know, maybe change, and inspire those same people to do the same for the next, you know, group of people or generation or what have you, you know? So
yeah, Time for Us was
Yeah, go ahead.
definitely an important piece. It was something we all felt needed to be a part of the stories that we tell, either on the EP or as singles that we release. And it was just such a journey how we, you know, came together and put our minds together to really sort of make people question and look at themselves, you know. Yeah, I guess I'll just leave it at that.
I think I have to agree with my my group here. I think Time for Us is the most meaningful of the tracks that we've created thus far. And it really makes me think of something that Nina Simone said. She said it is the artist's responsibility to reflect life. And a lot of the times, you know, you can create music that makes you feel good. You can talk about your own feelings. But when it comes to putting something out there that's going to go into the world and be received by other people, as an artist, you have to kind of look inward and outward at the same time. And I think that's kind of where we collectively came up with this concept and this record and the visuals, and everything was done by donation. And the artists, we had artists contribute pieces to the visual, and they came from all over the nation. So we have artwork from people in Texas, Illinois, California, and New York.
Well, since we're already talking about the music or talking about the song, let's dive into the music video. Because, like I said, I just finished recording my reaction to it. before we had this meeting, and like I'd heard the song before because I've had the EP on my little phone. It comes on my shuffle. I listen and whatnot, and like the song itself was always a powerful song, and like it was one that was different from the other songs that I heard come from you guys, because most of the other ones I heard were, you know, they were fun, they were we're having a good time, blah blah blah, and this one was a lot more story driven. Like you said, you're telling story, you're looking outward and inward at the same time, and you're telling the story that's happening in the world. And it wasn't even so much, like you said, the Black Lives Movement, whatever that was going on right now. It just so happened to sync up with the time that you guys decided to release the music, because you guys started writing this back in December. But once I watched the video and paired the images and visuals to the actual music, like it just took on like 10 times more weight. It took on just so much more meaning behind the song. So where did you guys get the idea to take the music video in this direction, to have it be more illustrated versus like, okay, I'm gonna go to a location and shoot a music video?
COVID.
No, beyond COVID. What's so funny is that, you know, Hector still wanted to get shots of us in there, and, you know, showing the video to my parents, they're like, it's good, but I want to see your face. But this is all Hector's idea, which I think, I don't know, was the best light bulb that has ever risen above his head. And I would love for you to elaborate more on it, because it just became a huge passion project for him, and I really appreciated all the time and effort he put in on it. Into it.
So when we had a different plan. The album was going to be longer, and then COVID ended up kind of taking over the world, and then the world was shut down. We couldn't finish the album, and then here we were with these. We had a couple of tracks, and we were like, these are wired and ready for sound. And in the world that we're in, we feel like the world needs to hear this particular track. So because of time for us, the rest of the music also being, you know, put in this thing, and we were like, this is a great idea, let's put this out there. And then we were like, since this was the impetus and we're in the world that we're in, let's create a visual for this so it can reach a wider audience and we can reach more people, and then really enforce the idea that we had put on paper. When we couldn't get a film crew and we couldn't do a video shoot, I was just like, well, we can actually reach out. And we reached out on Instagram to a bunch of different artists, and these 4 came back and they were excited about the project. They believed in the words that they were hearing, and we kind of said, this is kind of what the idea is. We want this kind of comic book style visual. We want you to pick a part of the song that really resonates with you, and then take it from there. Whatever your art is, you know, just communicate with us so we can make sure that we're all on the same page. And they knocked it out of the park. And we got so much more pieces of art than I thought we were going to. And it meant so much to feel that what we started has grown to be something bigger than the 3 of us.
I know with COVID and all that stuff shutting the world down, there probably haven't been a lot of chances or opportunities for you guys to perform live. But have you guys, before the world shut down, had you guys gotten any performances live as the Koll3ctive?
Well, funny, we were still working on the album. We were still working on wrapping that up. And we actually had a couple of talks with another group called the Heartstrings Project, who we were going to perform a live acoustic version of Crash, which is another song on the album. Mm-hmm. We were going to be an opening act on a West Coast tour that was like in the works. And to answer your question, we had the plans to do it. It just never happened.
So speaking of being an opening act, that was actually one of my questions. If you guys had to pick an artist to be an opening act for, who would that artist be?
Good question. Mike. Any.
Right?
Anyone will have me.
Yeah, anyone.
I'm about to. We can open for the Drag Race tour. I don't care. I'm like,
Hey.
let's perform. Let's get out there. Let's do something.
Okay, well, vice versa. If you had to pick any person in the world to be your opening act, who would they be? I don't care how big a star they are, how little a star they are. If you had to say, this person's open for me, who they gonna be?
Ooh. You asked me the tough
Pussycat
ones.
Dolls.
Yes!
I think, you know, our title track, Up All Night, the sound of it for me is really inspired from sort of Ty Dolla $ign's type of sound. So to open for him, or even if, you know, to have like a joint act show with that artist and those fans, I know they would hear Up All Night and be like, oh, okay, it's a bop, you know? So
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of, you know, which demographic would fit our music. I also thought of CNCO, which is like a boy band for like 15-year-old girls, but they're like a Hispanic group, and you know, they have a good sound, and it would just be great for our music to be exposed to that demographic, you know, to even a younger audience, especially a song like Time for Us, you know. Changing the next generation is all about getting to the younger ones first. So those are some.
Yeah, jumping out, I'd love to be on a bill with Bad Bunny. Puerto Rican, and it just his music obviously speaks to me. It's just, yeah, that'd be crazy. His artistry, the sounds he works with, the people he works with, that'd be a good time.
Okay, well, in this ideal universe where we're on the tour, the Koll3ctive featuring the Pussycat Dolls, Bad Bunny, and Ty Dolla $ign.
There's a bill.
Where is your ideal, or where is your dream place to perform? If you could perform anywhere in the world, any venue, any place, any country, whatever, what place do you want to be on that stage?
MSG.
Woo!
The home team.
I want to sell out MSG. That's home. I remember Steven and I saw Gaga there, and I choreographed a fashion show from Milan Bertan that was there. So I feel like for me being in that space being so monumentous, and knowing that so many crazy and amazing things have happened there, if we were to perform there, that means that we have reached a point in our career, or the Koll3ctive itself has reached a point where we know that we've reached people, and that the message that we're saying is getting out there. You know, it's not just about being in the space, it's about what that space means.
I want to do an outdoor festival in the rain, be it Coachella, be it Afro Punk. You know, I just want it to start raining, and like the fans to still be like, we're staying out here, and like just have a nice shower outside and just keep.
So you want to perform in Florida at 2:00 in the afternoon?
Basically for 10 minutes.
For 10 minutes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Waterproof mics, I'm excited.
Right.
For me, I think, yeah, I definitely would love to perform for the home crowd. I'm from the Bronx originally. I was born in Jacoby, and Yankee Stadium would be a cool, like, real big, like, homecoming. Also, because it's been done before, I believe. I don't know why Jay-Z's name is coming to my head right now. Someone has definitely done hip hop music in Carnegie Hall, but it doesn't get done often. So I also hear like a really like low key, like small crowd, like, you know, you don't got many shows, but it's like what we would do in that kind of environment in the Carnegie space. I've performed there, like high school with like all Eastern choir and shit. But like, that's the stage I'd like to get back to, and yeah, and like mess it up. Yeah.
All right, I got one more question for you guys. So, what's one message that you would give to your fans? If you're speaking to your fans right now, what's one thing that you would tell them? What's one thing you want to say to them?
Don't stop believing. Don't stop fighting.
Yeah, you can do anything you put your mind to. You set your mind to. Just make the choice. Decide what it is. It's not all as bad as you think it is.
Get ready. Summer's not over yet.
Hey.
Ain't that the damn truth? So what's next for the collective?
They don't even know. That's what he's getting at. They're not even ready. They're not even ready. No.
We're not ready. So, in an ideal world where, you know, COVID disappears at the end of August, Trump disappears at the end of November, and, you know, the world is a better place. What do y'all have in the pipeline for like the next couple coming months?
So we have another music video that is in post-production, so we're waiting for that to be wrapped up. Rico, you want to talk about that?
Yeah. I don't know how at liberty I am to even to drop what's going down, but yeah, we have another video coming out. Should be out. We're plotting to get that. That's definitely going to come out before summer. We have another single that's actually going to for our follow-up for the album that'll come out again before summer's over. And then some fun stuff.
And then we have a couple things up our sleeve, a couple of collaborations that we're trying to work with. One of them is with the Heartstrings Project, which is a really like acoustic, folky sounding band. And we're hoping to do an arrangement of Crash that's in that realm, and then do like an acoustic sessions performance of it. So fingers crossed. There's a lot of things that we're going to be rolling out. So you can follow us at the Collective, wherever your social media is, and you'll be right in there with us.
Fun. So this music video that's in post-production, is that for a song that you've already put out, or is this a new single that we're expecting coming out? This is brand new music coming out at us.
Well, there's the one that's in post-production is a song that has already been released.
Okay.
And then we're in talks for a third music video for a song that's already been released, and then a single that has not been released yet.
Okay. Well,
so we're still working, we're still staying creative.
Look forward to seeing all of these things. So as you guys know, this is The Koll3ctive. I will have all of their social media information down in the description. Go follow them, go support them, go get their music wherever you get your music. I get mine on iTunes, but y'all can go to Spotify, y'all can go anywhere music is sold, and y'all can find The Koll3ctive's music because it's amazing. Get your little drink, be up all night, have a good little time, all that kind of stuff. But is there anything else you guys would like to say to your fans before we go?
Thank you for riding with us, and hopefully we'll see you from the stage soon.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the video. Love you. And
thank you.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this reaction. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications to be notified when all my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments and I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. I want to give a very special shout out and thank you to The Koll3ctive for not only premiering their video on my channel, but for giving me the chance to interview them. It was so much fun. You guys are amazing, and I can't wait to hear more from you guys, and I will see you guys in my next video. Love ya. Mwah. Before you guys go, a shout out to my amazing patrons. I can't begin to express how thankful I am for your support, and if you guys would like to join us over on Patreon, the link is down in the description. I love you guys. Hey guys, don't forget to check out the playlist on my channel for all of your favorite reaction videos. We've got playlists for Morissette Amon, Kelly Clarkson, Katrina Velarde, Tori Kelly, and more, so be sure to check them out.